Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nicole from Perfect Planning, and today we are switching out my planner and setting up for July. So I just wanted to go over a few things before we really get started on the new setup. It is the halfway point. So I figured it was time to really look at my planner to see what was working and what wasn't working. For the most part, my tabs are staying the same as of right now. I have about 6 tabs on the side and then an extra tab. And then I have about 4 top tabs and some book markers along with a bottom tag for my notes and things and a little thumb tab for just flipping to the main pages. The sections that are probably going to change are my social media pages because right now they are not fully working for me. So I'm trying to flip to a page that I can reveal because I am trying to pre-plan a little bit. Okay, so typically I do a month on one page, which I'll just show that really quickly. I don't want to fully show because I've already pre-planned it out. The weekly pages that I was using were not working, and I'm going back to my own sheets. So these are going to be some new sheets I'm putting in, and what I liked about these was that you have, these are actually old ones. I have new ones made up that I have to print out, but I've already printed these out and I want to use them. But essentially, it's this check off box that has been really helpful for me. So I can put all the videos that I have already filmed, and then I can check off the status as I get done, because I do bulk film for YouTube a lot of the time, and trying to keep track of what I've actually edited and uploaded sometimes gets a little tricky in terms of where I am in my schedule. So I wanted to go back to these because this has been helpful, and I did use it for the month of June, and it really did help keep me on track. So you're going to see that change. Also, my blog pages are going to change because that also wasn't really working in terms of keeping me on track. I do use a month on one page again, but my weekly pages were not working. So I have a similar setup to this. You will see it when it goes in, but the categories have changed a little bit, and up here has changed a little bit. Also, you'll see I'm going to be switching up my bills section because I was using the Fancy Plans Co. budget pages, and while they are awesome and I do highly recommend them, they just do not work for me. I'm just going to try to pull out the ones that I had on the side here. So these are the weekly paycheck bill trackers. I'm sorry. And they're great. You have your income breakdown, you have all your bills, your cash envelopes, your sinking funds, your debt, and your savings. And I do keep track of all these categories. However, this setup does not work for me. The categories are a little small, and the way I like to set up my bill breakdown is a little different. So you'll see those. I'm going back to pages that I have created. Again, pre-made planner pages are great for those who don't have the time to make their own pages. But for me, it doesn't pay to buy planner sheets that I'm not going to use or are not going to help me plan. So I have created ones that I will use that work for my life, and you will see them in here. Another section that you will see being changed up is my meal planner section. Again, I'm using Fancy Plans Co. sheets, and this is great, except it bulks up the planner a lot. there's one thing I learned. I don't meal plan for each day. I meal prep at the beginning of the week, and it's in the refrigerator, and my husband and I can decide what we want on that day. We do eat together, but we'll just pull, for example, last week we had tacos and we had chicken with vegetables. One night I wanted tacos and he wanted chicken. Another night we both wanted chicken. So it just frees us up to not be so strict in terms of what we're going to eat on a given day. Plus with the baby, we have to be flexible because sometimes he doesn't want certain things on certain days. So we've learned that meal prepping and bulk meal prepping at the beginning of the week is easier for us because we can just grab and go for lunch and dinner as we see fit. So these pages are going to be coming out because they bulk up the planner a lot and I don't need them. I mean, you get 4 weeks at least. So, I mean, that's a good chunk of the time of the planner that's going to come out. I am going to keep this monthly plan in here because I think if I have something to look at, I do like to write in the days where I know we're not going to cook or we don't need something, so it's easier to figure out what I need to meal prep for the week. And then I can put my meal ideas down here, and then you'll see I'm just going to have grocery list sheets in here because I will say what was helpful about these Fancy Plans Co. sheets was the grocery list, and I would bring my planner with me to the grocery store because when I write a grocery list on a separate piece of paper, it does not work. I always forget it on the kitchen table. I'm texting my husband and take a picture of it. Whereas if it's in my planner, I can throw my planner in my bag. I know it's there because of the weight. And again, this will reduce some of the bulk that is in my planner. I think that is everything you'll see changing. If not, we'll go through it, but let's get set up because that's going to take a little time. So we're going to put this to the side because we're going to deconstruct that, but we have to put together our new planner. So I am using, the bulk of this is going to be the July, what we received in the July subscription box from Jane's Agenda. So I'm just going to grab the covers really quickly. I kind of have a loose setup in terms of dashboards and items that I want to put into the planner. So we're going to grab these discs. I have these 1.75 discs from Live Love Posh. I am going to use these again. I might not need them this month because I am slimming down my planner a little bit, but if I need to switch out to the smaller ones, we can. But I also wanted these discs. I am using a snap-on cover this month, and sometimes you need the extra room. So I am going to just snap these on if I can. Maybe I'll do it one at a time because I don't think I can do two. I don't want to break the cover because that will be very sad. There's some plastic pieces still like floating around from when I took the film off the back of the cover. All right, so this is that one, and then we're gonna just grab. So with Live Love Posh, you do get 11 discs for if you are in a letter size planner. Last month I used Live Love Posh discs, but they were matte discs and they did not open and close as easily. They were a little stiff because of the matte texture. So I do highly recommend that if you get metal discs that they are the smooth metal and not the matte finish. All right, so we're going to throw in our cover. really quickly. And I'm pulling this 2025 vellum from the January box. Okay. So this is my cover. I really liked how that looked. It took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to do because I had a whole other cover in mind for my setup. So I'm just going to grab my planner on the side here and I'm going to grab this 2025 at a glance sheet. And the holidays are on the back. And then I have this brain dump here. And then I have this 15 things to do every month to stay organized. And I keep it on this front of my brain dump section just because this is the first section in my planner. So if I want to just take a quick look, I can. This was a nice little card. It's a heavy plastic card. There's nothing on the back, but I believe she sells these in the shop. I will add a link to the Fancy Plants Co. shop down below. I am an affiliate, so you can get a 10% discount on the shop. And I'll put that all in the description below. So in my inbox, we're gonna put, I have an inbox vellum where I keep some Post-it notes. And we're gonna just move these here. And then I have this GTD cheat sheet. I don't use the pages because again, I wasn't using them the way I do have them, but I don't need a separate page for every list. So I have a general inbox page here. And in my sheets, I also have another one, an extra one just in case I need it. All right, then we have my calendar divider. And we are using, I think we're going to use this white print. And I'm going to use, wait, did I put anything down in the brain dump section? I didn't. Okay, let's figure out my July dashboard. I think I wanted to use this. Just like how soft that is. And then on my brain dump section, I think I wanted to use I honestly don't know what I wanted to use. I'm gonna put this here, and then maybe we'll just use the other cover. Okay. calendar. And then I need my July inserts. So I am going back to in an attempt to use some of the inserts that I have already. I have these July 2024 inserts from Fancy Plans Co. from a summer subscription box. And here is my July monthly. I've already posted that video, so if you want to see that, I will link it down below and how I set this page up. But it is a dashboard setup, so I am doing things a little differently this month. I want to use the inserts. I do like the dashboard layout. I was really loving it when I briefly used the classic size. So I had them. I figured I would use them and see how they work for me. I needed a little bit of a change up, so why not? So you get all the weeks in here. And with Fancy Plans Co., what is great is you can buy, if you need a month, you can buy a month and you get the whole setup. You get the month and all the weeks, or you can buy for the whole year. It's totally up to you, but that is for any layout that you want. She has multiple layouts that she has. I can't even count how many layouts she has. So going back to my calendar pages, I do have my my yearly overview pages where I pre-plan for the year, and I put those at the beginning of my calendar section. So let's just throw that in there. And then I use that to plan out my monthly, and then I use my monthly to plan out my weeklies. So that is how that works. And we are going to go right ahead to my goals section. And we are now in the third quarter of our goals. So I will probably be doing a goals video, and you'll see me set up my third quarter goals and go over my second quarter goals and what worked, what didn't work. But for now, let's just throw our third quarter goals in here. I am going back to the Jane's Agenda goals pages because, again, I have them. I want to use them. The third quarter, what's great is she has key projects and tasks, and then some top goals for the quarter. And then she has a review page, which I like. And then I do like the Fancy Plans Co. goals pages that she offers, which is more like the what's the company, but it's basically you have your categories, and then you can your top 3 goals. These are June's goals. I will be going over those, but I might just break them, do my quarterly goals or my goal for the year. I want to reflect on my annual goals. I don't think I actually made a sheet this year, but for the quarter I want to see if I can actually make these work again. Okay, goals are done, and now we're going to get to my social media pages, which are, we're still in my calendar section of my planner. What I use is my side tabs are my main topics, and then my top tabs are my subtopics. So I put my social media in my monthly or my calendar section only because I have to look at these every month, week, and whatever. So we are going to grab the pages. and I'm gonna throw them in here. I have a View at a Glance page where I put all the videos that actually get posted, and then I use this habit tracker right here to post my actual numbers for YouTube and IG. I don't want to show those right now. And then we have my monthly and my weekly. So we're just gonna pull these out. So again, the month on one page is how I pre-plan for the month in terms of all my video content, and then I'm going to use these for each week to keep me on track. So I have a general to-do list. This will be my schedule for the week of videos that I need to film, and then this will be all of the videos that are currently in progress for that week. And a lot of it gets moved from week to week, but it really does help. I just stick these extra sheets in the back. These are from Fancy Plans Co. This is an idea content planner page, so any ideas that I have, and you can put the platform when it's scheduled and the date. And then I have some just a reference sheet for myself for videos in terms of monthly videos that I do, weekly videos. And then we jump to my blog section. Now I'm going to split this a little bit with this dashboard. And I'm just going to put this book dashboard because I have, my blog is for my social media. Wait, do I want to put it here? Or do I want to put it in the next section? All right, let me play around with this. So I'm going to put all the pages that I currently have in there. This is just a card that I keep in here. I hate writing, but I love having written. This is just a cover page with my logo, and then I have the calendar, the yearly calendar across 2 pages, and then I have my year on one page. Again, these are to write down the posts that I've actually done. And then the ice cream truck is coming around. And then I put in the quarter of month on one page. Again, these are just to pre-plan out the month for my blog. And then we have my monthly pages. So this sheet I use to plan out the books that I'm going to read for the month and some other items that I have to post about. This is a little bit of a reading tracker. And then over here is where I plan out my blog. So this is kind of the new one, which is similar to the YouTube page, but you have your week laid out, so I can put my schedule here, my to-do items, my photos that I have to do, and then the posts in progress. So I can check off when it's done. And I just have enough for the month, so I have 4 weeks. And then we have my book journal in some ways. And I'm keeping this dashboard right here because I love it so much. I love her. And I have this little quote card from Jane's Agenda. Someone who finds joy, comfort, and inspiration in the pages of a book. A soul who treasures stories and sees books as lifelong companions. as a book lover. So I'm just going to stick that there. And then I have my inserts. So I just put this reading tracker 2025. And then I have this summer reading page, which I just recently did. I haven't posted about it yet. And then we have my reading log for the year. And I've already filled this out, so I'm actually going to use these new pages that I created. And I'm just going to put them up here. I just did one side because I don't think I'm going to fill out another 20 books. If I do, it'll be amazing, but I'm already at 42 books, and let's see. I mean, if I've done 42 in the first half, maybe. I mean, I'll be really shocked if I can get to 80 books for the year. And then we have my actual pages. So total books read. This is not updated. And then I have not done this yet. Maybe I'll do like an Instagram filling this out. Actually, I realized that I have 2 sheets of the same one. Maybe I will, I don't need this. I need this one because I don't have, I have it right now on regular paper, but I don't like how it looks. So I'm just going to transfer that over. And then same with how my book clubs are set up. I'm going back to my old book club sheets. Actually, I want to put this one in front of it. This is what's great about Disc Bound Planner, is that you can switch around the pages as you see fit. All right, so this is all going to get transferred over. And then I have my bill section, which we're going to put this here, and I'm going to put this there. I just love this page. And for this, we are going to probably, let's see. All right, I don't need anything over there. So what I pulled was a month page. I'm actually going to put the whole quarter in here. But I have my bi-weekly sheets. So these are the ones that I just created again. They're a little different from what I used to have, but basically I can put the paycheck week, my starting balance. So that's like what's remaining in my bank account, what my paycheck amount is, if there's any other money that comes in, and then the total amount for the 2 weeks, and then I can break it down from there. So what basically it's my bills, and then I can put the total here, and then I would subtract the total amount from this amount to get the money left over to do breakdown on my variable expenses, like my groceries, gas, you know, eating out, fun. And then again, I would total up what's here and then minus that from this to get this. And then, and you get it, it continues. So I can see how much money I have to put into other areas of my life. And it's going to keep me on track. When I did do this previously, this kept me on track so much. And then instead of keeping expense pages separate, I put them on the back of my bi-weekly, so I can track what I'm spending for the week or the 2 weeks, and then if I wanted to, I could throw it to the front or put it on the back and see what I'm actually spending in total. So I have the quarter here. I did not print out as many bi-weekly bill pages, but okay, so home, we're gonna put this dashboard here. And I'm gonna just put this random summer bucket list from Jane's Agenda, which is like just a little dashboard. And then I have, actually, this doesn't go here. I'm sorry. That does not go there. I have my cleanup champion in here. I don't know if I can pop all these in. So this gets moved from month to month. This is just some things that Jane's Agenda has provided us in a subscription box, but a seasonal declutter, a reset of the home, cleaning supplies, and I really like to look at these just randomly. This is an old Organized Mom cleaning scheduled when I was doing zone cleaning, and then some home projects and just reference things that I need. And I have, okay, so my meal planner, I just used the front of the Fancy Plants Co. sheets, and I'm using the month again. I'm going to use the month as a reference, just a quick glance. And then I have these grocery sheets, which I could just pull out of my planner when I need to, and they won't bulk it up as I use them, and I can see how many weeks are left. But what's greater, these are from Jane's Agenda, and I love these because it separates it out by the different categories. So I don't, and I kind of think like this, so I love this. And she also has like a blank section that you can write in yourself. So I just stuck those in my planner. And then the only thing I'm keeping from the Fancy Plants Co. sheets are some reference sheets I have for family favorites in case I get stuck on what to make, items to keep on hand. I've also started a baby's favorite. And then I do keep these in the back here on inventory sheets. I haven't filled them out yet, but I plan to. I know I say that every month. And then we have family divider. And I think I'm just going to pop in this dashboard right here, and this is where I keep a summer bucket list, and this is the one I created for my family, but I'm going to keep this Jane's Agenda one in here just in case we need more ideas on what to do for the month or the season. And I don't need my spring one anymore. And then this is a quick, it's a daycare sheet that I keep in my planner that just tells me where, like the holidays that the baby doesn't have daycare, and just some quick look at things for what I need to keep on hand at daycare, like clothing and diapers, wipes, stuff like that. I'm keeping this section the same for my personal. This is a dashboard from Jane's Agenda. I think this is the January one. And then I just keep some quote cards. Priority is Me and Strength, which were both great quote cards for me. And then I just keep some self-care sheets in here. This is just a checklist. This is just a vellum. And then I keep some routines in there. And then we have my reference sheet. And I think I'm just going to keep this map in here. And I can't really show anything in my reference section, but it's like medical information sheets, like for a quick glance if you're at the doctor and you can't remember your other doctor's names. And let's see, some passwords that I need always, and stuff like that. The last section of my planner is just notes and things, and I just keep some paper in here. So I have some of these sheets layered in here. So I have some like random cash envelope sheets in here, or list sheets like to pay that I just keep in here in case I need them. I have some weekly routines in here, which actually might start getting used because I am changing up my planner this month, so I might need that. Those habit trackers. And then I just keep some loose leaf paper in here. These sheets are from Levenger, and I have some dot grid in here, which are just, and some line paper, which I randomly bought. I think I bought them at Staples. I think the line paper I bought online on Amazon. And then I just keep a folder in the back, which I might switch out, but for now I'm just going to pop it in. And I just keep some random icon stickers in the back here in case I need them. And that is my entire planner. I am going to, we don't need these two. I'm going to pop in my B in my monthly. Let's see. It fits. I like how it matches my monthly right now, which is awesome. And then my weeklies, I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use this hybrid dashboard, which I've been loving. This has been from the May subscription box. And while it might not go all the way with the theme, I'm okay with that. I really, really like this dashboard. Because I can stick post-it notes here. I can stick notes on here. I have on the back some post-it notes. I have another, this one is from Jane's Agenda, but this is another like quote card with some aspiration things. So write down 3 wins, take a deep breath. So like things for yourself. On the back of it, I think is like things to do for other people. And then we have some more productivity tips from Fancy Plans Co. This is an old card from a while back. I think this is from a subscription box. And I think I kept, I think that was it. Oh, I do have this vellum, but I think, do I want to keep this here or put it with Book Babe? I think I might leave it. All right. So let's close that out. Get rid of these. And then I'm going to snap on my covers, which I already have the front pockets set up. So that saves us some time. I'm going to flip this over. We're going to, oh, I like the blue actually. I'm going to keep that, I think. It's been a really long time since I've used. This isn't going on. Why isn't this going on? There we go. All right. It's a little bulky, but it works. All right. So this is going to be a little quick flip through. So I have this right here. I'm gonna like probably put tape or like washi tape to hold these, but I have in my sunshine era, you fought to be in the sun, don't hide in the shade, and a little bumblebee. This is all from the July box. The cover, the cards, and then the inserts and dashboards. I really, really like how that looks, honestly. I'm super happy with that. So again, we have my front cover. That's how it looks without the cover. And if you want to see the bike in all its glory, then we have my Gear at a Glance. We have my brain dump section. Then we have my calendar section. That's my monthly with the bees on there. And then we can jump to my weeklies. Then we have my goals, which I don't have a dashboard for my goals in here. And I think I'm going to stick this vellum in here. And I can just grab a dashboard when I need to. Trying to see if I can grab one that I haven't used yet. All right. And then this will be my goals section for the third quarter. And then we have my blog section with the weekly pages that I am now putting in. And then I put this little dashboard here to separate my book section a little bit. So then we have my blog with some month-on-one pages. This, I might have a sheet. I may have a video on filling this out. And then my weekly pages. I really like how those turned out, actually. And then my book journal section. And this is where I keep everything I'm reading. My book club books, books I purchased, etc. Then my bills section, which again, I put just month on one page to just write out the bills that I have. And then really it's about the bi-weekly budget pages. And on the back of those bi-weekly budgets, I have an expense tracker. Then my home section, which is just random cleaning sheets. My meal prep section, which again, I switched to just a monthly, and then the grocery sheets. I have my family section, which is going to be bucket lists, and right now it has some stuff about the baby, and then my personal section, which is all about self-care. Reference section, and oh, I don't have a dashboard for my notes and things, but that's okay because those are just papers. So that is it. That is everything in my planner for the month of July. And I do have this band here in case, like, if I'm traveling, I can just stick this around. This was a band we got from Jean's Agenda, but I love how that looks. And then it just keeps it together. If you throw it in your bag, it's not going to open and bend the pages and stuff. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have not already done so, please consider hitting that subscribe button to continue following me on this planning journey. Till next time.